cypress. And I think it was a wildfire. Someone intentionally set a fire in the area.
When did this happen?
About
2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Yep. Burned to the ground.
Can you please get the door for me, Dad?
Yeah, I'm trying to find my seatbelt.
Can you get a door in this one?
It's okay, bud. It's over here. Relax. We're okay.
Oh, hurry.
We're leaving, okay?
We got 5 seconds.
No, I don't. I got more than 5 seconds. Relax.
Look at Kiki Sunday breakfast. Stage 4.
did it burn all the way to the ground or just?
Yeah, supposedly, I guess the fire got inside of it, and it just they couldn't put it out. It just slowly burned the whole thing.
Almost every cypress that big is hollow inside.
And you can get in this one actually. Watch the feet. Hopefully it's not crashed.
I have hiked this trail in the past, and I haven't seen any poison ivy along it, so I don't have any concerns about that.
Okay.
It's cool back here. Really cool. The cypress on Picayune on Stage 4.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
I remember this one last year.
And you can see how thick it is all the way at the top.
It popped.
All the way to the top. That's how you can really tell how old these are, is see how thick that trunk is.
Just, yeah, I think Clark was thinking at some point.
This is bigger than the one at Picayune or whatever. How do you pronounce that?
In fact, it has Picayune State Preserve.
Yeah.
Let's see.
The estimates of this tree could be upwards of 1,000 years old.
Come on, Charlotte.
To get that
Oh, we're
big.
going to get a picture too? Sure. Okay. He says here, not here the next time we come. Right.
Let me get one there. I want to zoom in a little bit on you.
There's mosquitoes back here.
All right.
Thank you.
So I think Clark was telling me last year he thought at some point the top of this cypress might have even been blown out by a hurricane or something, because if you look at how it tapers upward, it just sort of, it seems like it ends abruptly.
Yeah.
So it probably even was taller, and that got snapped off by, I went out by Charlie or.
Yeah. If you get up in it, I don't know, we get a lot of kids that get up in it, you can look up in the hole.
There are mosquitoes back here.
Yeah.
It's not the time, my time you have a mosquito.
They would probably be, that tree's 100 feet tall.
Like right now when I work in the forest, I don't really get hit by mosquitoes, but I'm rarely in the wet areas right now. I'm mostly doing stuff with red-cockaded woodpeckers in the drier parts, but I think in these parts we have mosquitoes year-round.
Wow.
Or especially if you come out here at sunset,
yeah.
I bet it's bad.
Ecosystem restored. This will be the water level. You'll be underwater right here. That's how deep this water should be.
This is the tree that's...
Yeah, it's actually got a bay tree growing in it. It's actually fused to it. In fact, these trees can house lots of things. I mean, it's probably raccoon home.
That's a mammalia.
Nice areas all around.
Are those native?
They sure are.
News out here because we bring a lot of kids groups and Audubon sightings come out here a lot.
Would your...
I know those came from South America by birds or something.
Probably any kind of animal that I think they actually said that the first person who found
the birds kill seeds and stuff, and they plant these here.
I don't think the birds do much with the seeds on these. These have like really fluffy seeds that just get wind dispersed. Now I know that elsewhere, not here in Florida, but elsewhere when you have these bromeliads, there are crabs that don't live in water, they live on land.
They took every single tree.
But crabs still have to have wet places for their eggs. And so the water collects in here, and these little crabs actually lay their eggs in here and tend the young inside the leaves that hold water. So these things are really important for those sort of terrestrial species of crab.
Deep swamps that you really can't get to them.
And also crabs have to have water across there. Even if they're terrestrial, they need a thing of water to keep their gills wet for the proper oxygen absorption. So they can forage about, but every now and then they still got to come in here and sort of like, dunk themselves or get the water in here.
You know, the other ones they took, all these other ones are probably.
I do want to show you this. I think what may have killed this, like this plant looks like it's fine, but there's no roots.
Oh, there are ants on
Well,
it.
there's ants in there now, but I think an invasive species killed it. We have a thing called the
Australian pine.
no, it's the Mexican bromeliad weevil, and the adult beetle lays its eggs on here, and the larvae just
areas for them.
hollow out the core of these.
I did time to remove the beetles.
Yeah, the bromeliads are the Mexican bromeliad beetle is it's like a weevil.
Are they trying to remove those?
What's that?
Are they
trying to remove them?
I don't think anyone knows how to do it. We can put traps up and catch them, but all it tells us they're in the area. But there's nothing that really mimics like a young one of these so far. So and they really target this other tillandsia species called urticata. It only reproduces once in its life, but it gets to be really big. But you know, the fact that it only reproduces once in its life means a lot of them are going to die before they ever even let it go on seed. So there's a real concern about them staying around.
Growing it like corn, but you still set aside here. Like we're never going to come out and log these. But you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, sometimes these systems do recreate. You can see the fire right there where. That's probably actually human-made, but there are fires that will naturally come through here.
We're gonna go see a woodpecker tree.
Awesome.
That probably was an old stump.
Did you go in there with me last year,
broke down.
It's like a refrigerator in there.
Yeah.
Piss around here, humans, right?
Yeah. We're gonna take that back in the van with us.
Okay.
No later
At
one.
least I could have finished what they had.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It probably just grew up and it's, who knows how old it is. This could be 400 years old.
This is a cypress tree. This actually these actually give cypress to the oxygen.
That was a thought recently back in the day, but actually they don't. They're just for stability because they did a study where they actually cut all the knees down and see if the tree would die, and it didn't. So they actually don't have any form of because they originally thought that yes, they helped gather oxygen in low oxygen environments. So they stood above the water and helped oxygen would seep in. But they cut them all down, figured out it didn't. They're actually there for support because this tree needs tons of support, and especially in these mucky bottoms to where it's real shifty. In a big windstorm, these trees probably blew over for hundreds of years until they started adapting to realizing that they need to drop their roots down and then lock back into where they could get a good hold in this wind. And my bet is this one right here, with the size and old, is probably from this tree.
Oh, really?
Where did you see the woodpecker tree?
But that's our next stop.
Connected to this guy. We have a lot of other, you know, if you notice, you'll see pop ash.
This is a maple tree.
We have red maple, so it's not just cypress, but there are some overtop cypress.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Why is it sometimes I see the Spanish moss on a particular tree and the same trees right next to it, no Spanish moss?
It's just the way the seeds work. Like if the seed happens to hit the next tree and gets a hold, it'll start.
And I've seen them on power lines.
Right.
Yeah.
Are they blown off something or they're attached there?
No, they're attached there.
They're attached, but they're either dropped by wind or some seed or something like that.
Doesn't take much
a reason why
to hang on for that seed to hang on.
I would say the reason why you don't see them as much down here as you see them in North Florida, because we have other things that take up that niche. Like all these air plants are they're taking up that same niche that the other ones would. So I always think of, you know, all these air plants just don't allow the proliferation of the Spanish moss like you would see in North Florida where there are no other air plants.
That is Spanish moss growing right with it too.
Right, they're both symbiotic, right? They are parasitic, but it's not a
take up and they give us.
They're not parasitic, and they're not
they're like symbiotic.
Well, no.
Or they don't actually. Symbiosis means they actually benefit each other, right?
Right.
Yeah. I forgot what the term is. There's a term for just like sort of hanging out on something, but you're not.
Benefiting or hurting?
Well, epiphytic means it's strictly on a tree, usually, or it's aerial. But there's like some mites that catch right on bees. They don't seem to impact the. You know, don't get me wrong, there's some mites that are deadly to bees.
Right.
But there's other mites that hitchhike on bees, but they don't seem to impact the bee, and that's just their way of getting around because they eat the stuff like bacteria that grow on the hairs of bees. That's just what they eat.
Or like lampreys, or you know, things that are always around sharks and stuff. You know. They use each other for. You know, it uses it as cover and it gets the scraps coming out of the shark, but they don't actually take anything from the shark.
Yeah.
Very similar with all these. So, but that's just I don't know if that's true with, like I said, why you don't see as much Spanish moss, but that would be kind of my feeling is that you have so many other things that